opposites a lot. Really being able to accept ourselves on a full spectrum and being able to see ourselves as a whole being. And really being able to find both of our active sides and our passive sides and being able to integrate those in together and being able to use them to the best of our advantage in that way. So, let's get started with this reading. And if you guys wanted to be able to donate to the channel or purchase a question, you can find my Cash App, PayPal, and Amazon wish list all in the description box below. My P.O. box is down there as well now because somebody was asking at one point if I had a P.O. box. So if you wanted to be able to send me something, you can as well. And let's get started with this. Death brings peace. And if you're interested in this poem or any of the poems on here, you can find them on my other channel, Dee's Storytime. I just added a bunch of extra ones to it today, and you can find the link for that in the description box below. Death brings peace. Death would be a sweet release. With death, I would find so much peace. I could rest my weary head at last. No more dealing with this lot that was cast. Everyone would have such sweet things to say, but where was everyone today? They all say that they care, but I don't see anyone anywhere. Finally, I'd be free to go home. No more need to search and roam. At long last, my eyes would close, knowing this is what I chose. No more dealing with people's lies, bearing false witness with their eyes. Leaving behind this mortal coil, no more constant labor and toil. Finally, a rest needed so deep. In that I find everlasting sleep. No more constant drumming sound. I am finally homebound. 9/8/21. So, some of you could be dealing with right now feeling very alone, feeling like there aren't many people around you who care, feeling like this place just isn't home and you can't really find anywhere that you fit in or belong. And it seems like everybody in this place is just cruel or harsh or uncaring. And really, a lot of that is all in your perception and how you're seeing the world around you, because I've been there myself where you just feel completely alone and like everything and everyone is just there to hurt you in some sort of way, and feeling like this is definitely not my home and I just want to be in my home, which cannot be found here. And at the same time, your home can be found here. Even if this wasn't your home originally, you can make a home here and you can love this place. You can find gratitude for it and gratitude for being alive. And there's definitely a lot of things here to love, as long as you can clear away that cloudiness and that misery and really start to see some of the beautiful things around you. It's time to let go, to allow to allow the past to be in the past. Closure or no closure. Do it for yourself so that life can get back on track. It's not time to start letting in distractions right now. It's too close to fulfillment. Remove yourself from the situation, have compassion, but detach, because you can't control any of that or anything that anyone else chooses to do. You can only control what you are doing and how you are behaving, and also how you're feeling about certain situations as well. Yes, it does hurt when people turn away from you and when it seems like everyone you know or love is breadcrumbing or ghosting or really just is not there to pick up the phone. You know, phones work both ways. People will bitch all the time that you don't call them or you aren't there for them, but really, where are they? They could have picked up the phone. They could have called you. It works both ways, and if they're not going to reach out, then why should you be worrying about them on a constant basis? And that's what puts you into this feeling of feeling alone and feeling outcast and feeling very down and desolate and depressed, is waiting for people that are really just not caring the way that they should be about you. If you're going to be there to care for people, they should be there to care for you. So detaching yourself from situations where you're the only one giving in a situation is really going to help you to be able to feel better about life. It's also going to open the door for you to have time and space for people who do care for you the way that you care for them. I have watched you from a distance for so long. I had to see who you really were before I could make a move forward. Now I see how much you shine, and I am awestruck and also a little intimidated. Please stop worrying about whether or not I'm coming. I am. Patience. It may take me a minute. So there could definitely be somebody as well that you could have been interested in. They could have been interested in you, but you guys really weren't sure about each other. You could have gone your separate ways, and you may be overthinking a lot or constantly focused focused on whether or not this is going to come back together, whether or not this person's going to reach out. You may have even moved away to show them, you know what? Hey, I don't need you in my life. I wanted you in my life, but I don't need you in my life. And if I'm going to be the only one showing my care or my love or my concern, and you're not going to be giving back to me equally, then bye, because I don't need that. And now you might be overthinking, worried, constantly wondering whether or not they're going to be able to, or whether or not they're going to reach back out, whether or not things are going to come back together with this person. The best thing that you can do is focus on yourself, your goals, your happiness, your self-love and care, because all of those things are going to raise your vibration. And whether or not this person comes back, somebody is definitely going to be coming in when you're in this higher vibration. Prayers sent for your business, beautiful. I really hope that it picks up pace, and I hope that things work out for the best, regardless of whether or not it's in that. Sometimes those kinds of things happen for a reason, and there may be a reason behind what's going on right now. Enough. I'm still here, filled with no fear. Can't take me out, can't fill me with doubt. Blessings rain down on me, divine grace for all to see. Here's for your business right here. Give it up to the Most High, raise your hands up to the sky, rising up from down low. These are the seeds that I sow. My fruit is sweet, pull up a seat. Follow me if you dare. There's always enough here to share. So, you are enough. Know that you're enough. Feel that you're enough. No more allowing anyone to cause doubt within you. No more allowing anyone to make you feel like less than what you are. No more allowing other people's opinions or thoughts to rule the day or to rule your life. It's really time to break free from that and to really feel a very strong sense of peace cascading over you. Prayer is going to be very important for you at this time. Meditation, really being able to ground yourself and just be at peace with the way that things are in this moment, and allowing things to flow, allowing things to really just be, and being okay with that, surrendering to the way things are right now, allowing yourself to feel happiness in this moment. If you can't feel happiness in this moment, then you will never be able to feel happiness from anything outside yourself either, because that happiness is found inside of you. Nothing outside of you can determine whether or not you're happy. Only thing that can determine whether or not you're happy is you yourself, and how you are choosing to view the world around you, how you are choosing to view yourself and your life. I just want to go with you everywhere. You are my favorite person. I get so sad sometimes and so nervous too if I can't find you. I swear this came out in the last 4 live readings. You are my rock and I am yours. Thank you for keeping me at your side whenever possible. I love when we snuggle too. I feel so at peace in your arms. Every day is the best day when I am with you. I wish that you would care for you as well as you do for me. So this came out in the last 4 live readings, which is crazy because there's seriously 300 messages probably in the messages that I pull from, and they're all mixed up, and I mix them up more every single time too. And so to have this come out in the last 3 or 4 live readings, this is definitely something that you need to focus on. You need to focus on self-care and really put your time, your effort, and your energy into you for a change, because you put all of that into everyone else so much, and people really do feel it. But people may also be backing up and detaching themselves so that you can learn how to do that for you too, and so that all your time is not focused on them. So really, some of these people could actually even be doing this for you, because they feel like this is the best way to get you to really see how valuable you are and how important you are, and to get you taking care of you the way that you do other people. Thank you, Kayla. I really appreciate you saying that. And considering I do energetic healing throughout all my readings, I can definitely understand why my readings heal you. Plus, I've spent a lot of time studying many different forms of healing. Psychology is the biggest one, spirituality as well. And so that really is the biggest goal behind my readings, is healing. No one is perfect, but all are amazing. It is all in how we use our gifts. I might judge others too harshly at points because of self-judgment. Look within to heal without, or internal for external. It's time to look at and acknowledge the shadow. Unconditional love is knowing that we all have both, every one of us. Not to mention, when you unconditionally love somebody, you don't love them simply because they're in your life. You love them regardless. You love them when they are doing things that make them happy, even if that doesn't include you. When you love somebody and truly love them, then you are not jealous if they decide to break things off with you and they decide to start a relationship with somebody else and they're happy with that person. You're not jealous because you are happy that that person is happy and you love them regardless of whether or not they are with you. That is control. That's possession. That's jealousy. That's not love. Love is loving somebody. It's not loving somebody because they chose you. It's not loving somebody because they want the same things as you. It's not loving somebody because they think the same way you do. It's loving somebody regardless of the differences, regardless of whether or not they choose to be your partner, regardless of whether or not they choose to live with you or choose to be around you. It's loving them no matter what. That's what unconditional love is. In doing so, it doesn't control us anymore. We see our triggers and what comes of them. We can also decide where we direct those gifts and what intentions they work towards us, or what intentions they work towards. Every gift has a curse side and a blessing side. Manipulation can also be seen as charisma. And if you want my honesty, I feel like narcissists are the dark side of an empath. Think about it for a minute. Narcissists know what people are feeling. They know what they're thinking. They can really connect to people. And the reason that they can do that is because they are empaths, but they are empaths who are unhealed. They are empaths who are living in that dark side, in that cursed side of their gifts. So anyway, manipulation can also be seen as charisma. One sounds awful and the other good, but honestly, they're the same thing. Then again, some evil people had a lot of charisma, and these days, it's just classified as manipulation in those cases. Think about Hitler for a second, how much charisma he had, or manipulation he had. Think about how technically he wasn't even a narcissist because he thought that blonde hair and blue eyes was the supreme race. He had brown hair and brown eyes. So, he didn't even love himself. He hated himself and he hated anybody who was like him. And that's who he killed pretty much, was the people like him. But when acknowledged and healed or forgiven, it can be used in amazing ways for really good things and amazing changes in the world. But only you can decide if you cast away the guilt, the shame, the fear, the bitterness, resentment, all of those things that get in the way of using those gifts for good things. So, let's see what cards we have to go with this. Getting into alignment, saying what you mean, meaning what you say, really being able to follow your path and your purpose, and being able to stand up and defend what you feel is right. Healing, growth, realizing as you grow and as you heal, everywhere you go and everything that you do touches something in some sort of way. And if you are healing and if you are loving and if you are really working on yourself and regenerating and going through all of the ups and downs of life while still being able to maintain that peace and that stability inside of yourself, while still maintaining your happiness and your joy, because outside things do not control that, then you are leaving fertility behind you everywhere you go. When an earthworm travels through the soil and eats all the dirt and poops it out behind it, that dirt is now more fertile than ever. It is something that helps plants to grow. So everywhere you go, you really leave growth behind you in your wake. And that's because you are this beautiful soul who can really bring a lot of true healing to others. But the only way that you can bring that true healing to others is if you are healed yourself. When we are working from a broken space or a hurt space, then it is a lot harder to leave behind good things. And that's actually why it took me a little while to start doing some of my love readings again, because I didn't want to be working on love readings from the space that I was in. And so it took me a little while to start that back up again. And I just recently started doing some more of them again because I knew that I needed to be able to heal myself in that space before I started talking about it again, so that I wasn't projecting the things I had going on into my readings and instead of causing healing, causing hurt. So you're really going to be starting to see things from a new perspective in the near future, shifting your mood, shifting your eyes, shifting your sight. And you're really going to start seeing that the world is less black and white than you thought. And there's a lot more gray in there. There's a lot more middle ground. There's a lot of things going on that you don't know about a lot of times. There's a lot of things that we can really take personally when people just had something going on. Learning about new cultures, learning about new ideas, and really being able to discuss things with people who don't agree with you is really going to be very beneficial for expanding your mind and expanding your knowledge, being able to really grasp new concepts and new ideas. You really can't shift, change, grow, any of that kind of stuff if you're only around people who are exactly like you, carbon copies. And when you allow yourself to be open to the idea that just because somebody is different from you does not mean that they are evil, and just because they have different ideas of what's right or what's wrong does not make them evil, then you're able to really talk with them more, learn from them more. And you're also able to open a lot more eyes around you of people as well. Because when you're just instantly angry and screaming at somebody because they feel like something's right that you don't feel like is right, you're not going to be expanding minds or consciousness at all, because nobody's going to listen to that. But if you can actually sit down and have a real conversation with somebody, then you open up a lot more minds that way. Really also being able to see that you are somebody that people love, that you really are somebody that is worthy of being partners with somebody, of having friends for life, of having family for life, of having a partner for life. You're definitely very intelligent as well, and you really are somebody who can figure things out. And that ability to be able to figure things out and to be able to see things differently, to be able to really understand things at a higher level, is really something that can change the world. The song that's coming to mind right now is by, I can't remember who actually sings it, but it's on Sugar Shack's Sessions, and it's called We Can Change the World. It goes, if you want to, you say you want to change the world, well, we could. And that's the whole thing. We could change the world, but we're not going to change the world with cruelty. We're not going to change the world by controlling others. We're not going to change the world through fear and intimidation. We're going to change the world through subtle energy, a more adaptable, flexible, understanding, empathetic, loving energy than we ever will by trying to force it on people around us. Everyone's a teacher. You, me, your neighbor, everyone's a teacher. Be humble enough to realize that. Be humble enough to know that no matter how much you learn, there's always more that you can learn. Because even myself, you know, a lot of you may think that I know a lot, but I still have a lot to learn too. Everyone has a lot to learn. And as long as you keep that open mindset and you really believe that you have a lot left to learn still, and you can learn from any situation you're in, you will gain a lot more intelligence that way. And you will really be able to make a lot bigger of a difference and an impact on the world that way. Everyone I cross paths with is a teacher in that moment. The ones who give me the fun lessons are the ones that I call friends. The ones who give me the hard lessons, I sometimes call assholes. They have chosen a tough job to do, but someone's got to do it. So today I am thanking all of the assholes. Thank you, assholes, for playing your part in making me a better person. So really being able to see things from a different perspective also includes being able to understand that the people who were there to do nasty things in your life, they were there for a purpose too. Everyone is on this planet for a purpose. Even the ones committing crimes, the ones doing wrong things, they are here for a purpose too. Without some of those people, I would not be here today doing what I'm doing, because I would not have learned the things that I learned. The things that I learned, a lot of them came from a very hard, rough life. And being able to take that life and create lessons out of it and being able to learn from it and grow from it and heal from it gave me the capability to be able to be here to help others learn, grow, and heal. Manifestation. If you could have anything that you wanted, what would it be? Get specific and get greedy. You are holding a magic wand and you could conjure up anything. Could it be that when you declare your wishes out loud, you're actually casting a spell for your dreams to come true? Or is it just that, in a very practical sense, the more people that you speak with about your desires, the more folks there are who know what you want and might have the means to help you make that happen? Either way, stop waiting and start manifesting. But don't use that word if you don't want to. So, you really are quite capable of manifesting and creating the life that you desire. Every single one of us is a creator in our world around us. All we have to do is realize that, because a lot of times we are passively creating. We're creating all kinds of things we don't even want to be creating because we're so upset and hurt and feeling down in the dumps that that's what we're creating from. Do you want to be creating from that hurt space or from that healed space? So take some time out today to take care of yourself, to love yourself, to nurture yourself, to get yourself feeling good and feeling great. And you know what? I have a high vibes playlist just for that occasion. Maybe I'll share it again later so you guys can find it. Really being able to get into that higher energetic space and vibration is going to allow you to manifest good things into your life. When you're feeling good, you're thinking good. And when you're thinking good, you're creating good. And when your mind is cleared and your shoulders aren't burdened by the weight of the world, then you really are creating from a very lighthearted space and from a space of just being able to imagine and believe in so much more than when you're in a pessimistic state. Playfulness. And playfulness helps you get there as well. I am a playful participant in life, and I always have the option to make something a fun game rather than a heavy burden. Mary Poppins put sugar in the medicine for a reason. That lady really knows how to party. A spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down, helps the medicine go down, medicine go down in the most delightful way. So like I was saying before, this relates right back to that subtle energy brings a great bigger shift, or a great deal more shift in the world around us than trying to shove things down someone's throat does. Trying to shove things down someone's throat is a fight you are never going to win. But being able to be in a happy, joyful state and being able to show people through example, being able to lead from example, being able to really express your opinions and your beliefs with a lighthearted energy, not really caring whether or not other people believe them, not really caring whether or not it even makes an impact, but just expressing yourself and knowing that the things that you say really do make an impact and they really do change the world around you, and just allowing things to be the way that they are, allowing people to think the way that they do, and not trying to force your visions or your beliefs onto anyone, but just practicing what you believe and expressing yourself when you feel comfortable doing so. And when people are giving you the energy of, I don't want to listen to this and I don't want anything to do with this, well, that's fine. You go live your life, I'll go live my life. That is just great. I don't have to have my way and I don't need you to understand. This is just the way I believe, and that's okay. And when somebody's trying to force their beliefs down your throat, you make sure you let them know that this is not okay. If I told you I didn't want anything to do with your beliefs and this is how I believe, and you're still standing here trying to shove your shit on me, that is not okay. When somebody says no, that means no, period. It doesn't matter if we're talking about rape or if we're talking about somebody trying to shove their religious beliefs on you, and then when you don't want to believe them, telling you you're going to hell. It doesn't matter what it is. It is not okay to bully people, to push people, to force people. And at the same time, you have to remember that it's not okay when you do that either. So you've got to pull back your energy when people aren't wanting to go down the same path as you. And it's okay, because everybody is meant to be going down a different path in this lifetime. And that's just the way it is. Everyone is here to lead the way through a different direction. And that's fine, because there's many different directions that you can get where you're going, right? So who's to say who's right and who's wrong, and who's to say any of us are wrong? So that's what I have for that portion of the message. Boy, that was a long one. That took almost a half an hour. And in between messages, if anybody would like to donate to the channel or purchase a question, you can find my Cash App, PayPal, and Amazon wish list in the description box below. And I truly do appreciate anybody who does any of those things. Anybody who's been liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing on my videos. You guys really do help me out. And you also help others to be able to find those things in their life as well. So I really do appreciate those things, and I really do. Yeah, I really appreciate those things. Anyway, let's get to the next part of the message. Bottom feeders have tried so much to tear you down. Don't focus on them or their games. Take the high road, protect your energy, pray, and meditate. All will bring you peace in this turbulent time. Walk always speaks louder than talk. Their actions speak too, in a very loud volume that it is hard to miss. You need to miss it though, by being so busy living and working on your own things in life. Don't care what others think or believe, you know it's real. Everything that is sent out eventually comes back. Don't take revenge, just walk away with your head held high. Leave it in karma's hands and keep your hands clean. Stand up and say something if it's necessary to address someone doing it up front, but keep your temper. You could also behave as if you feel others should. You could also behave as you feel others should. It's called leading by example, to show them how it's done. I have complimented those who have tore me down minutes before, publicly, because that's who I am. Your jealous lashing out does not change me. So if you've been dealing with a lot of people who are bitter or jealous or resentful or are in some way trying to tear you down or cause you to feel less than worthy of being you or like you don't matter or something along those lines, don't worry too much about it because those people misery loves company and those people are miserable. They're miserable now. It may not seem like it, but they are miserable because that's what miserable people do, really. And if you want to be miserable with them, then you can take the same road or you can take the high road and you can just allow things to be the way that they are, not focus on them, focus on your own goals, focus on your own path, and really focus on being you, regardless of how cruel other people want to be. That doesn't mean you have to be cruel. You can still be the good, loving, decent person that you are. And that will actually lead far more people to being that way than you realize, because people will see your happiness and they will see that your method is working to bring you that happiness. And sometimes it may take a bit before they actually finally realize that it's something they're doing that is causing their misery and it's not something you're doing. I love you so much. Coming home to you each night is a dream come true. Please don't let past pain, scars, anxiety, jealousy, or anything else get in the way. Find peace, my love, and I will try to as well. Believe in what we have, because I do. Stay focused on you and your goals. Try not to let me be a distraction from your life, and I will try to as well. I hope that we will have an amazing future, but I don't know. Neither do you. That can be scary, but allow the fear to be fuel, not a roadblock. Allow yourself to surrender. Allow yourself to be adaptable and flexible and to just be able to go with the flow. Allow yourself to really, truly be able to be in an interdependent connection. Because in an interdependent connection, people don't just have love. Love is not necessarily enough all the time to keep things going. You also have to have respect and trust. You can't have respect and trust when people are afraid, when people are insecure, when people are jealous or possessive, or when people are feeling like things are going to fall apart. It doesn't work that way. So you really need to clear your mind. You really need to stop overthinking and address the reasons why you might be overthinking and address the root cause of that, because it's not necessarily the other person that's causing this overthinking energy. It's past trauma, past pain, past hurt and scars, past things that people have done to you. Is the new person doing those things? Not necessarily. Sometimes, yes. And then there's red flags, but sometimes those red flags are popping up simply because of the pain you've been through and not because of something somebody else is doing. Just because one person cheated on you doesn't mean another person's going to cheat on you. Just because one person betrayed you doesn't mean another one is going to. Just because one person was gossiping about you and starting rumors doesn't mean somebody else is going to. Just because one person used your deepest, darkest secrets against you doesn't mean the next one's going to. And so really being able to sort out whether it's PTSD or whether it's actual signs that things are going on. And the way that you do that as well is by getting in touch with your intuition and into a peaceful state, a calm state, where you can actually listen to and trust your real intuition and not the fears and anxieties that are dressing themselves up as intuition. Unhappy waters. Be happy, my love, wherever you go. A new man will come, I know. You're my friend first and foremost. I offer you a toast. True happiness I hope you'll find. Please don't punish yourself in your mind. If you choose to leave me, I hope it's to be happy. But if you choose to stay, I'm hoping it's for the same. So please forgive me when I feel you're worth more. Jealousy is not at my core. My heart feels your pain, sees your eyes full of rain. Stop selling yourself for your needs. Have some faith and see where it leads. Know everything will be okay if you try it another way. Take my own advice, I know. I had to reap and to sow. Sometimes you don't see what's inside unless you take that ride. 10, 15, 20. So this poem is actually on my other channel, D Storytime, which you can find a link for in the description box below if you'd like to be able to find it again. So this could even be about an ex of yours that you may feel like is going to cause a lot of problems or a lot of pain in your life or something along those lines. And this person just wants to tell you that, hey, be happy because you're my friend. And if you decided to leave, I really do hope it's to be happy somewhere. And I really do still love you as a friend. That's not something that just goes away. That is something that is real. When it's actually a real friendship, then it's actually a real friendship. That's why it's best as well to start a relationship off with a real friendship, because then you have a real friendship and people can really trust each other a lot more, respect each other a lot more. And this could even be something that may even eventually come back together as well. But there's some healing that needs to go on here. There's some healing that needs to go on here so that when you get into your next relationship, whatever that may be, whether it's with the past person or not, whenever you get into this next relationship, that you're not seeing their care as jealousy or possessiveness. Because you know what? There's a difference between protectiveness and possessiveness. There's a difference between wanting to stand up for you and not letting you fight your own battles, and making you feel like you're too weak to fight your own battles and things like that. There really is a difference between those things, and it's a subtle difference. And sometimes those things can come off looking like red flags when they really aren't. And then we overthink them and we get stuck in our head and we're like, oh no, I can't deal with this toxicity again. When in reality, it may not have even been a toxic situation, but because we haven't worked through some of the things from the past, we're seeing it that way. So it's really time to look inside of ourselves and understand why we might be feeling some of the ways that we're feeling, and whether or not there really is something toxic going on, or if it's just our fears or our anxieties or our past hurt and trauma coming back to bite us in the ass. Abundance. Congratulations. It seems like you're due for a little or an infinitely big piece of abundance pie. Feel like you don't deserve it? Knock it off. It's already plated and it's ready to hit your table. Reluctant to take it? Shut your hole. Abundance pie is big enough to serve to everyone. Everyone. I was going to say anyone. So get your whipped cream ready, unless you're lactose intolerant, and enjoy your well-deserved metaphorical dessert. I bought a thing of ice cream last night. That's the first thing of ice cream I have had in so long. And they actually had dulce de leche, which is my favorite kind of ice cream. I absolutely love it. And I sat and ate like a third of it with my dogs last night. So you know what? Allow yourself to have sometimes. Allow yourself to just enjoy sometimes, and to just really believe that more is coming. Even if you waste your money on something stupid like that, just know that it's okay, because there's enough to go around, and there's more coming in to replace it. It's time to really get rid of that lack mindset, whether it's in love, whether it's in business, work, money, home, whatever it is involving. It's time to get rid of that lack mindset and to really see that you can actually have some abundance around you. And it's time to really start living like you do, to start feeling like you do, to start really enjoying yourself and not worrying so much. It's time to really remove that gigantic bag from your shoulders that you've been carrying around everywhere with you, that's been weighing you down and making your shoulders ache and your back ache. And really, it does this in real life. That metaphorical bag will actually make your entire body fucking hurt, but especially your shoulders and your back. So if you've been having a lot of shoulder and back pain, it's really just time to take a couple deep breaths. We can do that right now. Just take a couple deep breaths in and out. And as you breathe in, feel yourself being lightened. And as you breathe out, feel every one of your muscles relaxing and every ounce of worry, stress, burden, everything just falling away. Let it all go. And do that a few times and just allow your entire body and mind to just relax and be at ease and be at peace. Don't worry about anything going on in your life, and just allow things to be, and feel that happiness, that joy, that peace in this moment. And the beauty that is all around you. Start to really notice and appreciate and feel gratitude for all of the abundance that is in your life that you may be overlooking because of past hurt and trauma. Letting go. Holy shit. I love the fact that that card came out next because that's what we just did. We just did a session to let all of that baggage go. I don't dwell on the bad things that have happened. I let go because I have enough head to carry around as it is. And also, grudges just are not a good look on me. Power. You have the power to do that. Only you do. Nobody else can force you to let go of the baggage you're carrying. The only person who has the power to unclench those or unstrap those straps, I can't even think of the right word. The only one who has the ability to release those straps and let that shit go is you. Nobody else can force you into it. Nobody else can comfort you into it. Nobody else can push you into it. And a lot of times, if they try to push you into it, you're going to hold on to it even tighter. The only person who can choose to let this go is you. You have that power. I am strong. I am grounded. I am powerful. I'm like a cross between a dinosaur and a tank, but not a tank that's used for war. I'm like a peaceful, loving dino tank who feels so strong it doesn't need to do anything but be. So it's time to just be and to surrender and to allow yourself to see that there is so much more abundance around you and in this world than you have thought was possible for a very long time because of the pain and torment you have been putting yourself through. At first, it starts out as somebody else putting you through that stuff, and then it turns into you putting yourself through that stuff because you're unable to let go of it. Gratitude. We were discussing this a minute ago, too. Today, I am grateful for all of the little things, even when the big things suck. There are always plenty of little things that I can at least be a little bit grateful for. I love my little doggies. They are my bestest friends in the whole world, and they make life so amazing, honestly. Like hot showers and music. And think about this, some people don't have hot showers. Some people don't have music. Some people don't have toilets. I don't have toilets or hot showers. But I do have my two little dogs, and I do have clothes, and I do have a roof over my head, which some people don't have. Even if, I am a hop, skip, and jump away from homelessness, I still have something. Some people are living on a sidewalk. So you know what? Be grateful for the things that you do have. And I'm not invalidating the way that you feel about the things that you're going through or about how things are in your life either. That's not the point of that. The point of that is to remind yourself of the things that you have so that you can be grateful because it shifts your mindset, shifts your perspective, and it shifts your vibration so that you can be open to receiving a whole lot more. And also so that you're happy regardless of what you have. You know what? There are some really fucking extremely happy children in places like Africa and Haiti where they're running around in their little loincloth and they don't even have clean water to drink or food to eat. And yet they got this gigantic fucking smile on their face kicking a rock around. I mean, come on. If they can do that, then we can be happy where we're at. I know that anybody here watching at least has internet, which means, holy shit, you have something way better than a lot of things that other people have. And the fact that humans invented internet and I'm allowed to use it whenever I want to, using fingers and thumbs that do whatever I think them to at any given moment. I love that I chose internet as a thing to talk about there. Generosity. I give generously. And when you feel like there is enough, you give. When you feel like there isn't enough, you hold back and you hold back and you hold on to it. And you're like this miser. You're like this dragon with its hoard of treasure. And nobody can have it because this is all I have. Instead of being able to go, hey, I can get more at any time and more is going to come to me. And if I let this go, guess what? Good things are going to come in anyway. So what do I need this for? Generosity. I give generously to those around me, no matter how much or how little I have. I know that there's more than enough to go around, and that the key is to allow it to keep going around without stopping. If I stop the flow, I'm like the one person at the stadium who doesn't do the wave. So I went to go grocery shopping yesterday and got a few groceries, and I actually decided to go ahead and grab some food from the restaurant next door because I haven't been able to grab food anywhere for a while. It's been a couple months since I've actually eaten out at all. And the place I got it from is also somewhere that uses all natural ingredients and they have a lot of vegetables, and I haven't really had a whole lot of vegetables lately either. And so I decided it's kind of a 2-for-1. I'm giving myself something healthy and I got to go out and grab a little something. So as I was on my way headed in there, I noticed that there was a guy that was homeless headed into the store next door. So while I was at that place, and I was getting my food, I had them grab me an extra box so that I could put part of that food in an extra box so that when I came back out, I could give that guy some of that food. And he actually ended up being gone. But you know what? That was the last little bit I had, and I was buying something special for myself, and I was still willing to give away part of what I was buying for myself that was special, that I hadn't even really had in a long time. And that's because I know that it doesn't matter if I give some of that away. Honestly, it even makes me feel better to give some of that away, to share the wonderful thing I'm getting for me with somebody else as well, because that is what makes life worth living right there, is being able to, for me anyway, that's what makes life worth living, is being able to be this giving, loving person, being able to see the happiness that I spread to others. And that really lifts my spirits and makes me much happier too. So when we're in that miser state like that, we actually become a lot more miserable and a lot more sad, a lot more alone feeling, just a lot more desolate feeling as well. And a lot of that's because we're so busy going, oh, I have nothing, I have nothing, I have nothing. But it's also, I give nothing, I give nothing, I give nothing. So why would the universe ever give anything back to me? Because I'm busy giving nothing because I think I have nothing. And in all honesty, there's a lot of people out there who have far less than me, and I could have been giving more than a lot of people. But some people who have absolutely nothing will still give you the last fucking piece of bread on their table to make sure that you have something in your stomach too. And then other people will keep their entire three-course feast all to themselves, regardless of who's hungry around them. So think about that for a minute. Which person do you want to be? And as you give, more comes back to you. And as you give, your perspective shifts and changes, and you realize that I have everything I need to give away. I have plenty to give away. Because as I give, more comes back to me. And as I give, more comes back to me. And when I'm stopping that flow, I'm the one that's the problem. I'm the block to the flow of the universe. But it's not just being open to give either. It's also being open to receive. When somebody goes to give you something, don't go, oh no, I don't need that. It's okay. Don't do that for me. No, instead go, oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate what you're doing for me. This means the world to me. And if you really feel like, oh, I didn't deserve this, well, take and give back to somebody else and pay it forward. That's how that flow works. Give and receive. Give and receive. And receive and give. Receive and give. So it's both. And both makes that equal give and take. And both are choices that you can make today to change in your life. So that's what I have for that portion of the message. And if anybody wants to be able to donate or purchase a question, you can find my PayPal, Amazon wishlist, and Cash App all in the description box below. And I really do appreciate anybody who does any of those things. It really does help me out, and it makes a very big difference. I do spend a lot of time giving, but I also know that my time spent giving is well spent because it will be given back to me. Just like we were just talking about. Heart healed. Open up, allow love in. It's time now to go for the win. No more waiting and time to see clear. Overcome and release your fear. As the ice melts, you will see what is truly meant to be. No more obsessing over things not for you. Time for a payback for all that you do. Love is coming, believe it's true. All of it starts at home with you. No more room in your life for hate, for you or others. That's not your fate. Open your heart for all to see. Shine bright and set yourself free. All the walls are taken down. Everything will turn around. 2:23:21. So, like we were just talking about, there's going to be a lot of people who are going to stick you in that fear and paranoia mindset. Don't give to anybody because they're all just greedy assholes and they're all just going to take from you, and you have to be an asshole all the time. Otherwise, people are going to take advantage of you. No. People are going to take advantage of you if you don't put up boundaries, and if you don't say no when you need to say no, and if you don't let people know how to treat you and what respect means to you. That's when people are going to take advantage of you and use you and abuse you. They're not going to take advantage of you, use you, and abuse you simply because you have a good heart and a giving nature. Especially if you don't actually attach yourself to and connect yourself to the takers of the world. And also, if you allow people to give back to you too, even if they're giving in a different way, they're still giving something. Even if it's not something you necessarily need at that moment, maybe it's coming in for a reason. Happiness is a choice. Who should I please at the end of the day? Throwing chaos in the fray. I choose myself to please, and I'm at ease. For I know tomorrow there will be no regrets, as most people are building the sets made for actors come to play. I'll still be here after that day. I choose the road of far too few. I refuse to give my happiness to you. In pleasing others, dreams go to die. You only wind up living a lie. If I die tomorrow, I'll know so much harvest my seeds will sow. I choose my purpose when over your head. I chose my purpose when over your head I will never truly be dead. 9:28:21. So, what are we leaving behind? It's not what we have in this life that matters the most. It's what we're leaving behind. You can't take anything that you have in this life with you when you go to the next life anyway. So why build it all up and hoard it all to ourselves when we could make a difference in the lives of others while we're still here? Happiness is a choice. And when you choose to be a giving, loving, joyful person, you choose to be a happy person. When you choose to go after the things that bring you joy and happiness and love and peace, at the end of the day, you're choosing happiness. When you choose to put all of that aside and do what other people expect of you and be where other people want you to be and work in whatever stupid job that everybody thinks you should be doing or thinks you should have, instead of doing what you feel like you should be doing with your life, then you're choosing not to be happy, not to fulfill yourself, not to feel good in your life, because you're choosing to put you last. And you're also showing other people to put you last, that your thoughts don't matter, that your wishes don't matter, that your dreams don't matter, that your goals don't matter. You'll be here to support them on their goals. But at the end of the day, nothing you have in mind matters, and they don't have to do anything to support you. Or you can show them that, hey, I am worthy of supporting too. My dreams mean something too. The things I want are important too. And I'm going to go after them whether you like it or not. And some people will stick around and some people won't. But you can't be afraid of what's going to happen when you make that choice, because that choice is bringing you happiness, even if you lose people along the way. New love. My heart flutters when I see your face, all the bad memories you help to erase. You support every move that I make. You truly know what's at stake. I truly know I have nothing to fear, so I give my heart. Please hold it dear. 11:14:20. And as you close the door on those people that are not there to support you, those people that are not there to encourage you, those people that don't really want you to go after things that are good for you and that make you happy, those people who want to keep you miserable because you'll stick around to support them without any support yourself, as you close the door on those people, this is why you shouldn't be afraid of it, because this is what you call in. You call in those people who are actually going to be there for you. The people who actually want to do things to support you, who really want to nurture you, who really want to love you for who you are instead of who they want you to be or who they want you to mold yourself into. Love call. Damn. Underneath the starry sky, beautiful clouds way up high, feeling love on the wind, letting go, learn to bend. Compromise will bring a win. Loving you is not a sin. Sending love and sending light on its way this very night. So there could even be people around you who are trying to convince you that the people that you want to have in your life are not good enough to be in your life, or are people that you should avoid or you should be afraid of, or are the types of people that aren't really doing anything. They're scrubs, or they're whatever the case may be. People may really try to get in the way of that, but you are being asked to stay committed to things that make you feel good, regardless of what anybody else thinks about what you should be doing. Really trusting in and knowing that in learning to let go, learning to surrender, learning how to really be adaptable and flexible and compromise really does bring a win for you. That it is not a bad thing to compromise. Pride goes before a fall sometimes. And is it really worth it winning when you're standing there all alone at the end of the day? So sometimes it is necessary to compromise, and that doesn't make it wrong. It's not wrong to compromise, but what it is wrong to compromise is your entire being, your soul, your dignity, your integrity, your respect for yourself. Those things are wrong to compromise. But compromising on small little details that really at the end of the day are not that big of a deal, that could bring you the greatest happiness in the planet. There is a nice happy medium when it comes to things like that. So we have the scorpion, the gazelle, and the lizard. Being able to maintain your integrity, being able to maintain your dignity, being able to be patient, not running, just chilling, and not chasing, just chilling. Really being able to enjoy yourself and live in the moment. Being able to see a beautiful future while at the same time remaining grounded, solid, stable. Being honest, holding your head high, not really feeling like you need to do anything, just be. And really not allowing the things that people say to poison you or your way of life, to lower your vibration and cause you to react in a way that isn't good for you or your highest self or your highest purpose. Knowing and understanding as well that you could fit in anywhere with anyone, while at the same time, just because you can fit in anywhere with anyone, doesn't mean you want to. Friendliness. Whenever I smile, I make someone's day better. What a cool way to buy happiness for free. Today, I will remember what an awesome power I hold, and I will take joy in improving lives simply by giving away grins like crazy. Note, in a pinch, money will also work too. So, smile today. Just smile. When you walk into the store next time, smile at the people that you see. Say hi. Ask them how their day's going. Notice that, wow, this trip to the store was so much better than last time when I kept my head down and I rushed from aisle to aisle to aisle trying to get my stuff and get out of there because I don't like being around these people and blah, 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 blah. And today, instead, I went to the store and I was like, oh, hi, how are you doing? And they were like, oh, I'm doing good. How are you doing? And holy shit, did their whole being just vibrate with light. And I caused that because I didn't just walk past them like they were invisible and they didn't mean anything. Like I feel like people treat me, invisible, and like I don't mean anything. But what you put out is what you get back. So if what you put out is what you get back and you go to the store next time and you acknowledge every single person you see, those people acknowledge you too. It's pretty crazy how that works, isn't it? And all it takes is one person to start those things. Hold the door for the next person behind you. Hold the door for the person in front of you. Rush up there and grab it and hold it. Next time you go to the store, I wonder if somebody's going to rush up there and grab that door and hold it for you. Because I bet they will. Because what you put out comes back. And if you're feeling miserable, then start putting out some good things. And watch things shift for you. Watch that happiness and joy come flooding in. Hierophant. And the Emperor. So once again, with the union energy, there is definitely some very high-level unions coming into place here as well. Hi, Muse. It's nice to see you again today. Thank you very much. And you know what? It always brings me a beautiful smile to my face every time you pop up and say something on this channel. I really do appreciate you. Thank you for being here today. And see, there's that equal give and take again. That's why when people comment on my videos on my channel, I always make sure to acknowledge them. And I always make sure to give back to them. Because you know what? You took time out of your day to talk to me. And you don't need to be going to a place where you feel invisible yet again. You already probably feel invisible enough in your life. So in my space, I would like people to feel seen and heard. Not just ignored and there to be fans. You're not my fans. You're people. And that's the thing that I find important, is to make sure that you are acknowledged like you are people and not ignored like you're nothing. So, no offense to anybody else who does not respond to anybody on their readings. I'm just saying. Just realized that. Anyway, so you're really learning how to just be able to go with the flow and to let any of the nasty things coming at you just kind of slide off, and really learning how to maintain your integrity and your dignity and stay in that energy regardless of what anybody else is doing. You're also really learning how to go in and out of spaces and being able to really talk to many different types of people instead of pulling away from people because, oh, that might not be my type of person, or, oh, those people might look at me like I'm weird, or those people seem rude. Instead of that, you're going to start going up to people and being like, oh, hi, it's nice to see you today, giving them a chance instead of judging books from the cover. We should never judge books from the cover because covers are very often wrong about what's going on within. You can only gain so much information from the cover, and it's a very shallow way of looking at things when we could actually judge things a lot better by making that contact. And so making that contact is really going to make you a very strong leader as well. People are really going to be looking up to you. And I really feel like you are going to be dealing with somebody who's going to be making good decisions, not just for themselves, but for everyone around them. I really feel like you are definitely going to be coming into this energy where not only are you behaving in that way, you are also attracting in energies who are behaving in that way as well as leaders. So that is what I have for that portion of the message. That one seemed to go a lot quicker. There is definitely somebody here that is getting married. Definitely somebody here that is getting married, that is choosing to go after their happiness and that is choosing to disregard what anybody else has to say about it and really choosing to do what they want to do instead of listening to the crowd. So let's see. What is the next message we have coming out? Know your strength, know your beauty, rise up over the past and stand in your power. No longer will you be the victim or play the victim. Instead, you will make the changes necessary to change your life. You have the power within you. It was there all along. You just never really saw it before. Take this leap of faith and you will be caught and supported by the universe if you just believe that your prayers will be answered. So faith is definitely a very strong part of your faith, of your prayers being answered, and commitment to that faith, not backing out because things look bleak, things like that, really being able to believe in it and know and trust that one way or another your prayers will be answered. Even if it's not the way that you expected it to play out, your prayers will be answered. And as far as that last message went too, you know, a lot of the reason I feel that way is because I know exactly what it's like to feel invisible and to be looking for that help and that guidance and not being able to find anybody simply because everybody only wants money and they're not going to actually be there to help you when needed unless you have it. I'm watching over you, and what I see, I am so proud of. You've been handling everything so well. Remember, it's okay to cry. Allow yourself to let out all of that pain. Cleansing through tears is very healthy and a form of strength as well. It's okay to take a break, too. I know that you think you'll fall apart if you do, but you'll get back up again. I know that you will. The longer you wait to face things, the harder it will be. So, there could definitely be something going on in your life that is causing you a lot of pain, a lot of hurt, a lot of grief. And it's time to really address it and deal with it. It's time to let it out. It's time to release it. It's time to, you know, write it down, scream about it, cry about it. Punch a pillow. Punching pillows can be so cathartic. It can really just give you this very good release when you're upset about something. And it's a great way to release all that energy that's pent up inside of you. Feeling those emotions and allowing them to go through you and allowing yourself to be okay with the fact that you're feeling these emotions is a very important part of being able to heal the emotions going on within you as well. Being okay with just being you and not feeling like it in some way makes you less than you are because you have emotions, because you know what? It makes you fucking amazing. No person on this planet is a robot. And if they're walking around being one or trying to force everybody else to be one, then that's not okay. And it's also not a healthy way to live. It's not a good way to live. Generally, when people are shoving all that shit down into a box and neatly packing it away, it comes out, and it comes out in very disastrous, horrible, awful ways all at once, because it builds up to the point of exploding, and it explodes all over everyone they love. And they really do some massive damage that they really regret later. So it is best to address your emotions now and to really deal with them while they're at this stage instead of letting them grow into something bigger. Brighter Than Gold, Louis II. I love that song. Such a great song for really lifting your spirits and feeling good. You are transforming every day. It it has been a very changing time, but it is for your highest good. Sometimes old ways of being or doing need to be changed to move forward. Trust that you will rise up and that you have what it takes. And a fire burns in your soul. There may be secrets that you are afraid to express. It's time to voice your desires, wants, and needs. It's time to recognize what is truly valuable to you and to create a new beginning through honesty, hope, peaceful thoughts, rest, reflection, self care, and being able to release the outcome, believing it's worth expressing yourself no matter what comes. Knowing what you truly want wants you to. So it's time to express yourself and to not have anxiety. It's time to move into that King of Cups energy where there can be a storm raging around you and you're unaffected by it. You are still capable of expressing your emotions and expressing your emotions in a very mature way, communicating your emotions, not having any regrets later, not worrying about, oh, what if I would have done this or done that, because you did it. And if people didn't like it, or if people didn't accept it, or if people didn't return it, it didn't even matter. What mattered is that you did it. And you did that for you, not for other people. You have been on this journey for so long, tired, weary, head hung low. Keep going. Find that spark of hope. Look for the good. Look for the light. Sometimes we have to actively seek it out because it is so drowned out in the shadows. Know those shadows will clear away again, as they always do. Those things that you avoid, that you know, those things you avoid that you know will be good for you, do them. Take a walk by the moon and sun and try to find the fun. Leave behind all pain and worry. Trust me, dear, there's no hurry. Don't let yourself fall too far. Remember who you really are. All you've been through to this date, there is nothing here to hate. Reparent you by taking care. Get up and do your hair. Put on something nice to wear. Get out of the house without a care. Depression is no fun, I know. Only you have the power to let it go. So it's really time now to let all of that go, to allow yourself to really see the world from a different perspective, to express yourself, to express your emotions, to express your deepest fears, your deepest worries, your deepest desires, to really put those things out there and to be okay with those things being out there. It's also time to get up and brush your hair, to do your makeup, to put on a nice outfit, to go out and have some fun and enjoy yourself. And that's how you pull yourself out of that funk. So many people will be like, oh, but I just don't feel like doing that. Well, you're making that choice to not feel like doing that then. You're making that choice to stay stuck in your house and in your bed and ruminating in your own filth and your own sadness and misery. And I realize, yes, it sucks being in that energy. And I've been in that energy so many damn times in my life, but that's also why I know how to climb my ass out of it. And I climb my ass out of it without medicine every time. And you can do the same as well. The way that you do that is by pushing yourself to do the things that feel good for you. Even if they aren't feeling good for you right this second, they will feel good for you. And that will shift your energy. Regardless of what anybody thinks or said, it is inside your own power to be able to change that. They want you to think it isn't, so that everybody has to go out and buy their pharmaceutical shit instead of actually being able to take care of their problems and actually being able to claim their own power. You have that power inside of you. You have the ability to make those shifts and changes necessary to create more joy in your life, so do it today. What are you waiting for? Sunshine helps heal depression. Vitamin C helps heal depression. So eating good, getting out in the fresh air and the sunlight, exercising releases endorphins, it heals depression. All of those things that you don't feel like doing when you're depressed, do them anyway, because they will make you feel less depressed. It's your body's way of keeping its depression by making you think that it's not going to be enjoyable to do the activities that will actually heal it. That bitch, B. Miller. And it's okay if there's a day where you can't get out of bed. You know, I'm not saying it isn't either. I've had days like that. But how long do you want to stay there would be the question. That bitch, B. Miller. I was actually just discussing this with somebody yesterday. That's kind of my anthem right there, is you know what? I don't give a shit if people call me a bitch. You can call me that all you like for expressing my opinion and speaking my truth. In the area I'm in, it's a very conservative, very Christian, very man's man type of place where everybody seems to think that women and children should just be in their place. And you know what? They can go fuck themselves, because I'm going to say what's on my mind and I'm going to do what I'm going to do, and you can eat a dick. Because I'm just as capable as you at thinking intelligently, and actually more capable than some of you. Probably a love interest or a father or father figure, very egoic. Christina Aguilera, Can't Hold Us Down, Double Standards, Tomboy, Destiny Rogers, may have been very sexist. You speak your mind, it's infuriating to them, may have rejected an offer to take care of you. You brought their lies to light. You were very ambitious and caused them to question their own worth. Somebody could have even refused to take care of you in whatever way because they said you weren't taking care of them. In all actuality, you were taking care of them, very much so, and they did not return that favor when it came time for them to pay it back. They claimed that you weren't giving enough and blah, blah, blah. May have been a player, but didn't like that you were so open with your sexuality. You refused to allow this person to affect your life or to hold you back. You are so very honest, very blunt. I can't believe that you have the audacity to say those things to me. No one ever stands up to me the way that you have, and walks away especially. You are right, and I can't take it. While I hate it and you for it, part of me loves it in a sick and twisted way. Your fire and passion is something that I would like to control or tame, possibly even put out. I want the respect of others, whether I've earned it or not. I lead through fear and intimidation instead of by example. Since I can't control you, I ran, I ghosted, hoping that it would leave you broken, since nothing else seemed to work. I can't be around you when you see me so clearly. It makes me look at things I'd rather not see. So I try to shift the focus, and when that failed, I had to go. So if you dealt with somebody that breadcrumbed or ghosted in the past, somebody that just could not handle you and who you are as a person, somebody that was just really insecure, really weak, somebody that had double standards for each of the sexes, or somebody that had very sexist views when it came to what you should be doing or what you shouldn't be doing, or what they should be doing or shouldn't be doing. And actually, a lot of them won't even hold up their part of the bargain, but expect you to hold up your part of the bargain. Anything like that. If you dealt with any kind of crap like that, know that this person was a really egoic person. This person was somebody who was trying to control you, trying to possess you, trying to put your fire out, your light out, trying to cause your shine to be dimmed. And it really is just time to let go of this, to let go of the effect it has on your life, to stop feeling like in some way you are wrong, to stop feeling like in some way you are not worthy or you're not valuable because of the way that this person perceived you or wanted you to perceive yourself. And it's time to really move forward with forgiveness in your heart and understand that this person's living a very miserable life themselves simply because they are refusing to move forward. And it is a time of change on this planet. That way of life is dying out, and it's no longer going to be existent in the near future. So that person's going to be feeling very alone over there on that pedestal they created for themselves while stomping on others. So, next message. Underneath it all, and actually the song just came to mind. You're really lovely underneath it all. Believe that you are beautiful. There are many mistakes that you think you have made, but you know that it happened for a reason. Start to see yourself as the man or woman. All humans are imperfectly perfect. Unconditional love for you and for others. Manifestation. Open your eyes and you will see everything to set you free. You have it all with you now, so pull it out and take a bow. No more waiting for the day or looking for another way. You have all you need inside. Sit back and enjoy the ebb and flow of the tide. Okay. Sit back and ride the ebb and flow of the tide. Sorry, guys. If you want to be able to find this, it's on my the StoryTime channel, and the links in the description box below. So, right now you're manifesting. It's time for you to really open your eyes, because you will see everything inside of yourself and in the world around you to be able to create the world that you desire. You have everything inside of you, and everything that you need will be provided for you as you go as well. There's no more time to wait, because there's nothing that you need to wait for. Everything is already with you right now. Everything is within you or around you that you need. There is no more looking for another way. Right now, you already have it all. So it's just time to be able to deal with the fact that it's not going to come right away, that it's going to come in waves, and it's going to slowly trickle in, and then it's going to get a little bigger, and then it's going to get a little bigger, and then it's all going to burst forth. And that's the way it is. So it will take some patience, but just know that everything that you're doing and everything you're working on right now is what is bringing it in. I make money quickly and easily. As life flows, I am unaffected by the ebbs. Others are very giving and generous with me without expecting anything in return. Energy flows through me and all around me. Negative energy is repelled by me. Of course, if you want others to be very giving and generous with you without expecting anything in return, then you also got to be somebody who's very giving and generous without expecting anything in return, because what you put out, you get back, right? We actually discussed that around 20 minutes into this video. Negative energy is repelled by me. When I speak, people listen. My channel is growing every day. People love my videos and share them. A lot of these manifestations are starting to come into being right now. I wrote this fucking a while ago. It's been a while since I wrote this. More subscribers come in every day, and now there are subscribers coming in every day, which is crazy. I never even expected to be at the point where they would be coming in every day, but I manifested this. So much ad revenue. My singing is loved. I sing with confidence and beauty. I am not evil for using my natural gifts. My gifts are beautiful and good. Spells flow easily and freely with no guilt or shame. Quitting bad habits gets easier every day. I don't want it anymore. I only want what's best for me. Someone who wants to go the distance. My heart is free from the past. So, in order to manifest all these good things into yourself, you are going to have to get rid of the bad habits, get rid of the acceptance of things that aren't good for you, get rid of doing things that aren't good for you. And nothing is bad for you in moderation necessarily, but when it becomes a habit or when it becomes an addiction, that's when it becomes a bad thing. If you want somebody who's going to go the distance for you, you have to be willing to be somebody who's going to go the distance for somebody else as well. And also, your heart has to be free of the past. Because if you're stuck on things from the past, then you are not thinking about the new person coming in. But when the new person comes in, if your heart is free of those past people, then you are able to give your heart fully to the new person, and they're able to give their heart fully to you as well. My life. Take a walk in my shoes. At the end, you'll get to choose. My life sparkles and it shines, but inside it all unwinds. Hollywood seeps into home. Everyone is plastic and foam, wanting a piece of what they can't have. Got them lying to build a salve. Deceit is felt all too true. Real friends are far too few. If you wonder why I'm loyal to the core, I know this truth. It's always been at my door. I've known very few that I can trust. Sometimes letting go is a must. My trust gone at their betrayal. A coffin lid on the door was nailed. Too much death I've had to taste. With those that aren't so very close, I proceed with much more haste. Everyone wants to be foes. I'm not here to compete. I'm just here to stand on my feet. Maybe you should choose yours too. Then your mind wouldn't be so blue. At the core of your anger is fear. Kick your courage into gear. So also realizing and understanding that when you're looking at people and they just have all kinds of friends around them all the time, and they always got something going on, they're always going somewhere, doing something, and there's always people talking to them and all kinds of stuff like that. Some of those people are the people who feel the most alone in the world because they don't really have anybody real around. There's a difference between having acquaintances and friends. My mom used to actually tell me all the time that you would have a lot of acquaintances throughout your life, but very few real, true friends. Those real, true friends are the most important part, which is why you have such a high loyalty. And at the same time, sometimes you are loyal to people who end up not being loyal to you. And sometimes that makes you feel like you can't trust or open up to or be around new people. but don't allow the old people to ruin the new things in the future for you. That's like the Five of Cups, where you're watching the two spilled over cups and upset over it, but you're not, or the three spilled over cups, but you're not realizing the beauty that's right in front of you that you could have. And it's all because of the pain of the past. So it's time to really heal that pain of the past and let it go so that you can have a beautiful future in front of you. You can't have a beautiful future in front of you while you're still holding on to the death of the past. Ace of Cups, Eight of Cups, and Nine of Wands. There have been situations that you have had to walk away from with a lot of love involved in those situations, because those situations weren't really part of your highest good. They weren't situations that were giving to you in ways that you needed. They may have even been people who had hurt you in ways that you never would have expected from them. There's definitely been situations where you had to be able to love yourself enough to walk away from those things, regardless of how much love was there. I was actually talking to somebody about this yesterday, telling them I was proud of them for being able to walk away from the situation that they were in that was very toxic. I was like, and you may feel sad right now, but here's the thing: if it was toxic for you, it was toxic for both of you. Not to mention the fact that as you walk away from those things like that, you show the universe what you do want and what you don't want. If you're choosing it, then you want it, and the universe is just going to continue bringing you that. Also, it takes more than just love and a connection. It takes respect and trust too. And also it takes self-love. If you can't love yourself in a situation, you can't stay in that situation. Or if you do, you're just going to be miserable. If you can't respect yourself in a situation, then first off, you're never going to give the person that's with you the respect that they probably deserve too, because you're busy not respecting yourself because of what you're putting up with and things like that. It goes both ways. You have definitely been through a lot, but you're handling it like a champion. You really are quite capable of being able to go through so many damn things and come out a victor at the top of your game. And that's a lot of why you had to go through the things you went through too, is so that you could really see just how strong you were, just how capable you were of standing on your own, how capable you were of still feeling love, being love, expressing love. You could be, even without some of those things that you thought you needed to have around. Leaving behind the toxicity and the draining things and those things that bring you down has really been very beneficial for you. You may not be seeing it now. It may be eclipsed. It may be something that it is really hard to see because you're going through a very desolate time period, or a very lonely time period, or just a time period where it doesn't seem like anything good is coming from the actions you've taken, because now you're just miserable. But that's okay, because you have chosen to love yourself, and in choosing to love yourself, you are going to call in situations that have a lot of love and are good for you and your growth. Good things to come. What did I just say? Good things to come. There are so many amazing gifts coming my way. I can't see them now, exactly, because I respect the general convention of not peeking under the wrapping paper, but they will show up when the time is just right, and that's when I'll remember how much fun it is to be surprised. And here's the thing too: no matter how much, even people who are clairvoyant, no matter how much people can see of the future, we are not meant to know everything, period. Bottom line, we're just not meant to know everything. First off, how would we ever have faith if we knew everything? We wouldn't. Faith is being able to believe without seeing. We're not meant to know everything, and there's definitely a lot of good things coming your way. And like I said before, it's eclipsed right now, and you really can't see the good things coming your way because there's a lot of things you left behind that you really truly did value and care about. At the same time, you had to move away from those situations because of the betrayals that took place in those situations. You had to show your self-love by moving away. Divine timing, and it could even be something that comes back together. Everything is timing, and timing is everything. Gladly, I release my concern over timing, and I let things happen when and as they will. I trust that the divine schedule makers know what they are doing. It can take a long time to reach divine middle management. So, there is definitely a time for everything. Everything happens as it's meant to happen. And things happen when they're meant to happen. And sometimes it takes a lot of patience, a lot of perseverance, a lot of commitment, and a lot of really very steadfast, grounded energy to be able to deal with a situation that is running off of divine timing. It takes not worrying, not stressing, not obsessing, learning how to stand strong on your own and to be okay with everything exactly as it is right now, and being able to be happy living in the moment, regardless of whether or not we have everything we want. And when we're able to do that, then things can come back together, and things can come together in a much better, healthier way as well. We also have the Devil and the Queen of Pentacles. Exactly. Being able to release yourself from the ties that bind, being able to walk away from things that held you back. Also being able to see yourself as beautiful, amazing, and wonderful, regardless of whether or not people think that you're crazy, want to call you that, want to think you're doing something evil, or want to say that you are somehow toxic or whatever. Knowing your worth, knowing your value, knowing that you are a blessing to this world. You are definitely somebody very honest, stable, steady, trustworthy, committed, somebody very caring, nurturing, and loving, somebody very solid. But you deserve to have somebody on that same energy as well, and not somebody in that energy of, I want to tie you down, I want to bind you up, I want to keep you stuck, I want to keep you stagnant. And even situations or substances, whatever it is that was keeping you stuck, bound, lost, trapped, really incapable of being able to think or see straight or move forward, all of those things are going to be coming to an end, and you are really going to be feeling good about yourself. And in feeling good about yourself, you are going to be calling in a very high vibrational energy in to meet you on that level. Could be the same person, maybe different people. It all depends on whether or not that person decided to do the healing, and whether or not that person was meant to be something forever or not. Because sometimes it just isn't. So, considering I got a whole lot to do today when I'm done here, I'm going to go ahead and do one more message. And then we're going to close this out for the day. And so, if you guys would like to donate or purchase a question, you can find my Amazon wishlist, PayPal, and Cash App in the description box below. I truly do appreciate any of that. And if not, this will be the last message we have for today. So let's get started here. Crow. And the Crow card came out in this reading already, too. Prophecy, good luck, magic, wisdom, intelligence, good memory, intuitive, honest, adaptable, strong-willed, remembers and repays all help received, healing, communication, divine law, special connection, teachers of shamanism, curiosity about life's mysteries, wisdom in speech, Native American traditions and rituals. Did you know that crows can talk? Because I did not know that till a couple years ago, and I'm still kind of blown away by that fact. I mean, I knew they did in the raven. That's technically a raven, but I just kind of assumed that that was like other things where they made that up, and the crow or the raven wasn't really talking. It was just his imagination because he was scared and alone in the middle of the night. And I didn't realize that a raven could actually perch on your door frame and start talking to you like that. Crow is your totem animal. It's a beautiful totem animal to have. Crows like to follow me around, like literally. They really like to get my attention at times. There was one time where there was like 30 of them flying over me for literally like a mile and a half. Crocodile, able to wait patiently for the right time to strike. Courage, honor, patience, speed when necessary, cunning, and the ability to conquer your fears. Great instincts, especially when it comes to survival. You conserve energy when needed, and you do everything in your power to protect and save it. You take care of your spirit because you know when it's healthy to the body. You know when it's unhealthy to the body. You know when it's unhealthy, the body suffers too. Blech. See if I can get that out without messing it up. I am teaching all of those who have thrown me under the bus. I can really relate to that. That's funny. Saving you from speeding tickets. I'm teaching all those who have tried to throw me under the bus in the past. They hurt me and bruised me, but I have refused to let them break me. I have also risen up time and again and have taken the high road. They all keep coming back. Some have learned their lessons, others haven't. But I will do it all I would do it all again because that is love. Some will be barred from my life and loved from a distance because that's self-love and tough love. Others will be given a chance for redemption. Someone has to make that choice, and I choose to. Intuition guides my actions, the love from my heart, and logic as well. I am in balance, and my world around me follows suit. So you could definitely have some people coming back who you have inspired to want to pick things up, change their life, move forward on a new path. You have really given the courage to make the changes necessary in their life, things like that. Your wisdom to lead has caused them to want to follow behind, things like that. You could definitely have some people coming back into your life to make amends and to try to work things out or to try to come back into your life in some sort of way, shape, or form. It's up to you who gets to come back in and who doesn't. But it's time really to be in a peaceful state and to be listening to your intuition, not your fears, not your anxiety, not your hate, not your pain, but your intuition. Underneath all the hate, all the pain, all that crap, there is still love. Just because you love somebody doesn't mean they have to remain in your life. And at the same time, maybe some of those situations actually can be repaired and healed. And it can be worth it to do that sometimes in your life. We have this beautiful swan that I just drew randomly in like 3 seconds one day. I don't know why I put it in here. But being able to be in a poised, graceful, calm state, and also really being able to see that some of the situations you were in the past where you felt like an outcast or you didn't belong or you felt ugly or unworthy or misunderstood or like people just didn't get you, things like that. A lot of that was because you just weren't around the right people. In the ugly duckling that everybody made fun of and harassed and made feel like an outcast and like a loser, and just everybody hated him except for his own mom, which is kind of sad because he ended up leaving his mom at the end because he left everybody. So it's kind of sad that the one person that actually loved him unconditionally, who was his mom, he kind of walked away from too because of everyone else. But anyway, he ended up finding out that his family was swans. He wasn't a duck. That whole entire time he was a swan. And swans are amazingly beautiful, but not when people think you're a duck. When people think you're a duck, you're the weirdest looking duck on the planet. So basically, that happens sometimes where you end up around people that just don't get you, and it makes you feel like there's something wrong with you. But that doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. You're each beautiful in your own different ways. Someone may have to have surgery because of a bad habit, but because of this eye-opener, they are ready for a lifestyle change. After this change, they are going to notice how much that habit was draining their life and hurting others around them. Boy, nobody told me. I knew crows crowed when the sun rises. They crow all day long, every day. It is their favorite thing to do is to run around going, and there's a whole bunch of them right outside my door right now. I feel like I'm competing with their crowing. I don't even know if you can hear them, but they're very loud. My dogs are getting all excited too because they're like, come on, Mom, can we go out and say hi? They love the crows. They don't try to eat them or anything. They just really enjoy them. So anyway, somebody from the past could definitely be deciding to change a lifestyle or a habit. It could be you as well. Somebody's going to be in your life choosing to change a lifestyle or a habit. They may even end up having to have surgery. I'm feeling like heart surgery, arterial surgery, maybe even like somebody could have, I don't know, gotten a cut and got gangrene and ended up having to have some sort of surgery to remove that. If somebody has diabetes and they just haven't been taking care of themselves, that's something that popped in there too. Whatever it is, because of this eye opener, people are going to be ready for a lifestyle change. And after this, things are going to be much different. They're really going to be noticing the habits that were draining their life, or you're going to be noticing the habits that were draining your life and how it was hurting not only themselves, but everyone around them. This is like somebody having a severe food addiction and then realizing that their children are doing the same thing and having to have surgery because of a heart attack and realizing that they're pushing their kids down the same road by the example they're leading because their kids are following them. They look up to them, they trust them to lead them and to show them how to do things in life, and then come to find out, shit, I've been showing them the wrong things and I really need to make this right, and really wanting to turn things around and do things the right way. Someone was causing confusion and conflict in your life. This person is now reaping what they have sowed, and you are rising up out of the ashes better than ever before. More clarity and balance is coming in for you. Someone is looking for a come up. Don't let others take advantage of what you have to offer. Hobosexual, or someone who gets into a relationship for the sole purpose of a place to stay. As Virgos generally think, trust, but verify. This usually can fit Cancers pretty well as well. Check your sources, ask questions, don't allow them to pull the wool over your eyes. Remember as well, some like to cause problems where there are none. So check your sources for that too, because sometimes people can be telling you these things and then come to find out this person wasn't anything that they said. They were just trying to cause problems for that person. So make sure that you don't accuse somebody without even having proof when it comes to other people's accusations. And also make sure that you don't just allow somebody to be innocent till proven guilty, but you actually take matters into your own hand and do a little bit of researching yourself beforehand. There's nothing wrong with being prepared. A lot have said similar about me, but I am a demisexual as an empath, and there's always love for all. So see, that's what I was meaning, is there can be people who end up saying fucked up things about somebody and really they're not true at all because they're just trying to cause problems for that person. I know because I've had that happen in my life. So make sure that you don't just believe people without actually doing some research either, even when they're like your best friend, because who knows what motives they could have for trying to destroy your new relationship with somebody, but sometimes they do, which kind of sucks. Why are some people so shallow? Looks are only skin deep. Money is only a luck change away from a shift. But true beauty, found deep within, is the best kind. It's not only found in the ugly or down people. Lots of those people are rotted inside. A lot of the perfect looking people that we assume to be evil aren't either. You are teaching others a lot about that and about really examining motives and intentions. You create dramatic changes in the world around you, and you make others want to be better and see better. So, the whole judging a book by its cover thing has come up a few different times throughout this reading. There is no point in judging a book by a cover. You know what? There could be a dirty, disgusting, homeless person sitting on the side of the street, and that could be the kindest, most beautiful, amazing person you will ever meet in your life, who has a lot of wisdom, knowledge, understanding to share with you. Who knows what that person could have did? That person could have been a millionaire at one point in time. Who knows? You never will if you never actually make the chance or take the risk to go over and talk to that person, because you're thinking, ew, that person's gross and they don't have anything to offer me because they're just a dirty bum in the gutter. And that's what shallow people do. That is what is shallow. You can't judge people by the outside external appearances. You have to actually get to know them before you make that judgment call. There are also people who are in a suit every day of the week and who have millions of dollars and come off looking like the greatest person ever. But if you really knew them, you would kind of be really upset you did know them, because some of them are just the nastiest, most disgusting, disrespectful people on the planet with nothing but evil intentions. So really, money doesn't make a person. Clothes don't make a person. What they have doesn't make a person. It's who they are. And who they are is buried underneath all of the shallow crap that you can see from the outside. So don't be a puddle. Be an ocean. And expect that other people are oceans too, and not just puddles. But they got something else underneath what is on the outside. Who are you really? What do you want to be? Are you free, or are you just projecting? The more you hold on, the harder it will be. Time for a new journey. You have earned something new. What is no longer serving you? It's mirrored. We have done everything we can. See what's really going on. Maybe look in a mirror. Remember that hurt people hurt people. Are you hurt too? What do others see when they look at me? Is that what's truly important? There will always be haters. Give them something real to hate on. So, as you are starting to examine what you're thinking of other people when you're looking at them, what do you think other people think about you when they're looking at you? And does that affect how you present yourself? Because you should be presenting yourself the way that you want to present yourself, not the way that you think is best to present yourself for everyone else around you and what's going to make them most comfortable. Be who you are. I've seen people covered head to toe with tattoos and they're doctors. Although, if they aren't in their doctor uniform, a lot of people would probably think that they were ex-prison people. But they aren't. Journey to Enlightenment. You are on a journey to awaken the light within your soul. Know that you are love. You are learning how much light lies within you. Learning to leave behind anything that no longer serves your soul's highest good. A journey to see the strength that you have within. As we grow through this journey, we face in life, we gain wisdom, strength, patience, and new perspectives. Enjoy the blessings that this journey brings you, even if it's a bumpy ride. There is a need to be discerning in who you share your sacred sexual energies with. Don't be ashamed of that side of yourself or try to banish it. Don't decide never again, but don't go in seeking validation either. That inner void can only be healed by the inside. If you feel rejected, look inside of yourself to see why. If you need to walk away from unhealthy one-sided situations, do that. But don't hurt yourself more by trying to get revenge. Don't hurt yourself more by trying to get revenge. Sorry. That was really hard to read that last word there. You have a lot more pull than you know. Use it for good things. With your help, we can change this world. One voice at a time. Encourage others around you to use their voices as well. Once again, for the song from Sugar Shack Sessions, I can't remember who actually sings it, but they host a lot of different artists on that page. It's called Change the World. Well, you say you want to change the world? Well, we could. Believe it, know it's true, and take a step each day to do it. You definitely have a lot more pull than you know, so use the pull and the responsibility you have for good things in your life and the lives around you, in the world around you. We change this world one voice, one choice at a time, one decision, one step, one day at a time. It's not something that's done right now. It's something that makes an impact as the years go by. Some of the things that we do that can be the biggest changes on earth, sometimes we don't even notice them. Like I've said before, I've actually had people get a hold of me 10 years after I ran into them one random day and talked to them for 10 minutes. And I don't even remember this person, yet I made the biggest impact on their life that there could have possibly been. And it's crazy to think that one random moment that I didn't even know I was making a change in somebody's life was one of the biggest moments in their life. Every day we have a choice on whether or not we're going to make a difference in the world around us, and it all starts with a smile. So put a smile on your face and say hi to the next person you run across, instead of bowing your head and looking the other way. There may be an awkward silence, but how do you learn to get rid of that awkward silence? By taking that risk and doing that very thing that you worry about doing. So that is what I have for this reading for you guys today. And I really hope that you guys enjoyed this reading. I would absolutely love to hear from you guys what you thought about it, whether or not it resonated, what you guys might be going through, things like that. And I really do appreciate you guys being here with me today. And once again, if you guys would like to donate to the channel, you can find my Amazon wishlist, PayPal, and Cash App all in the description box below. And I truly do appreciate you all very much for giving back for what I'm giving to you here today. And I hope you guys have a beautiful night or day, whatever it is, wherever you are when you're watching. Bye-bye, guys. You're welcome, Muse. Thank you as well. Hi, Rashima. Nice to see you today. Bye, guys.